Flood prevention has been a hot-button issue in Hoboken since Hurricane Sandy roughly 1 year ago, but certain council members had a hard time signing off on the resolution when certain hypothetical situations could not be answered by attorneys from Sills, Kumis, and Gross, a Newark-based law firm who would be retained to complete the project.
Does it affect not the big guys, not the guys who are working on billion-dollar projects or even million-dollar projects? I'm talking about the individual homeowner who owns a one-family or two-family home who is now struggling because their insurance checks haven't come in, and when they do come in, they're not covering the cost of rebuilding those homes.
And those are hardships that they are having to face, and ultimately, if that was an occupiable floor, and they were permitted, say, for a 3-story home, if that's no longer going to be an occupiable floor, they could actually build another floor on top so that they have that 3 stories that's permitted. I'm not asking for what they potentially could do. I'm asking for potential costs for those people. They're going to have to renovate their home. They're going to have to do that, and I don't know what they're going to end up paying for the company or their flood insurance.
For the record, the councilors opposed the resolution as it stood on Thursday, raising questions from Councilmen Ravi, Bhalla, and David Mello about what their agenda was in the matter.
You're a developer, and I want to know exactly what is your interest in objecting to this ordinance, because I know they're not trying to pass the city's interests. I want to know exactly how you advance your own interests, because I'm not sure they are consistent with the city's interests.
Well, first I'll take exception.
What's your agenda?
Well, we talk a lot about different people's agendas in London. I'm not sure.
My agenda is Hoboken's interest.
So he's running for re-election.
I think we've had far too much in this country of people trying to deny what is going on. Climate-wise, Hoboken is the forefront of one of those communities that's going to suffer. Our sea levels are rising. It's a fact. And if you're coming up here and what boils down to what you're advocating for is not taking a more cautious and conservative approach, I think that is highly irresponsible. Highly irresponsible for us to do in this community.
We are not.
I've watched the various beach communities in the 80s. They were requiring homes to be put up on stilts, and I listened to many developers in shore communities that I spent a lot of time in saying that was too conservative, it didn't need to be done, they didn't need to be put up on stilts. And then you watched as Sandy came through, and those were the only buildings that remained without significant damage. It is important for us to err on the side of caution when it comes to our community and our flood resiliency. The majority of this community, a vast amount of this community is under sea level. It is inappropriate and irresponsible for us not to take a cautious approach when it comes to this sort of ordinance.
Thank you.
As the discussion wore on, both the council and the attorneys were getting visibly frustrated, and Council President Peter Cunningham finally drew the line and called for a vote. Predictably, Councilwomen Beth and Terry Castellano, as well as Councilmen Michael Russo and Tim Ochipinti, voted the resolution down, while Bhalla, Mello, Cunningham, and Councilwoman Jen Giattino voted in favor of the measure. The draw means that the measure will not be passed and will have to be voted on again at the November meeting.
I'm John Heiss with Hudson County TV. For more information, log on to HudsonCountyTV.com.